SEETHING. Haz Meg humiliatingly cut own way of life in US after brand of hypocrisy fell to ashes. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are at risk of seeing their brand Sussex lose value in the US, after the couple signed up to another job role. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are at risk diluting their brand, according to royal experts. This comes after the couple joined Ethic, an ethical investment firm that manages more than $1.3 billion, £946 million. Palace Confidential host Joe Elvin suggested that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex could deplete their value by spreading themselves around so much. The editor Richard Eden said, "They do seem to be successful." The last job Harry got was at BetterUp, a startup advising businesses on mental health and wellness. And this week they announced they had a huge new investment in the company. So they seem good at attracting attention to these companies. Host Joe Elvin asked, "But the more they spread it around, doesn't that deplete their value for these companies?" The Daily Mail columnist Sarah Vine compared the Duke and Duchess to celebrities starring in perfume campaigns. She added, "They are just faces of these brands." Mr. Eden continued, "Presumably they are going to have to limit themselves to a certain number. You couldn't have endless brands. It probably devalues your brand a bit." The couple has been named as impact partners and investors at the New York-based asset manager. Ethic, which was co-founded by British businessman Jay Lipman, invests in projects with socially and environmentally responsible themes. Explaining the move, Meghan told This Week, "From the world I come from, you don't talk about investing, right? You don't have the luxury to invest. That sounds so fancy. My husband has been saying for years, gosh, don't you wish there was a place where if your values were aligned like this, you could put your money to that same sort of thing?" The report suggested the couple could attract more attention to sustainable investing. Harry said, "You already have the younger generation voting with their dollars and their pounds, you know, all over the world when it comes to brands they select and choose from." Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are less popular in the US than before their interview with Oprah Winfrey, polling shows. Both of the royals lost several points in their favor according to polls and picked up more detractors. Harry is also more popular in the US than his wife Meghan Markle, despite it being her home nation. YouGov US and The Economist polled more than 1,400 Americans after the explosive interview the royal couple did with Winfrey, to see how it affected their popularity. Of those polled, 54% said they had a very or somewhat favorable opinion of Prince Harry, while 26% had a very or somewhat unfavorable opinion of him, giving him a net score of 28. By contrast, the poll showed that 48% of people had a very or somewhat favorable opinion of his wife Meghan, and 33% had a very or somewhat unfavorable opinion of her, giving her a net score of 15. But that's down by more than 10 points, compared to a few weeks before the interview, when YouGov US polling showed Harry had a net rating of 39 and Meghan of 28. The new poll, taken between 13 and 17 March, showed one of the biggest divides was along voter lines. Among supporters of Joe Biden at the last election, 44% said they had a very favorable opinion of Meghan, but only 10% of Donald Trump voters said the same thing. Nearly half, 45%, of Trump voters said they had a very unfavorable opinion of the Duchess. That does not come as a big surprise, as Meghan was outspoken against Trump before she became a royal, and Trump has recently said he hopes she runs for president, so that he can run against her. Prince Harry had a similar divide, with 48% of Biden supporters saying they had a very favorable opinion of him. A further 32% of Biden voters said they had a somewhat favorable opinion of him. The poll also asked whether people supported the decision by Harry and Meghan to step back from their roles as senior royals, with 61% of people saying they supported them. By contrast, only 11% said they opposed them stepping back.